Alright, today is Saturday, April 29th. I'm here at Fort Myers Beach. And I'm trying to get some of this stuff adjusted a little bit. Alright. There is a little onshore breeze today, so we're getting a little bit of waves. I got here late. Rush only ran a little bit more than Rush only ran a little bit longer than I anticipated. And parking should be impossible to get, but I luckily rolled right up upon. I guess the early crowd was leaving, and like three parking spots immediately in one little tiny vicinity came open immediately. So I grabbed the best one, which was the side one. As you can see, this is Lynn Hall Park, free parking still. Obviously, this is the place to park. I'll start parking again on Little Star Island when they start charging. For right now, if I get a free parking in here, this allows for I don't have to bicycle over the bridge, which I like bicycling over the bridge. Don't get me wrong; it's not that big of a deal, and it's a beautiful view from up there. But you know, it's a little different not having to bicycle, so it's a little change. You don't want that video to and from. It saves me almost a half hour. Really, 15 minutes go over the bridge, 15 minutes going back. Anyway, so what have I noticed? It seems like economic activity is starting to increase. So, which means the families are back. I don't know where they're back to because I'm still looking left and right of me here. I still see a lot of construction. This place right over on the left, this blue-colored building, they did a lot of repairs there. New air conditioning, new paint, new roof, new pavers. And they got people renting in there. This is private property, amazing. This place, Beta Beach, still not open. I see 3 RVs in there, so they must have 3 work crews working. It's not enough work crews. This Best Western Plus, again, I love this building. Wish I could buy it. Of course, I want them to do all the work, and I want to buy it for cheap, but Lynn Hall Park. There's a lot of cars down there. Okay, we'll drive a little closer. It still looks like people are making U-turns down there, but if it's open, because I really want to bicycle on the beach starting with down there. It looks like the tide's at high tide, so I'm not going to be able to get much bicycling on the beach. Unless I bicycle in this area where there's a lot of foot traffic, where the people are walking and compacting the ground nicely. Any one of these buildings, this real estate on the left is nice. I don't know what it's called, but this Belfour, they're doing a good job. Slow but sure, though. You know, that's the problem. You know, they start off strong and then they kind of like are putzing out. Let's go on this road. It's interesting over here. This camera a little bit. Here we go. For sale, all the properties for sale. This thing on the right-hand side, I'm surprised they haven't demolished that, but that needs to be demolished. I mean, it looks like someone's still living in there. That's the sad thing. You know, on my left, 2 trailers. They're doing the smart thing. You can't, if you didn't pull the permit before December 31st, forget it. It's costing too much now. Fort Myers Beach here. I'm starting to understand. You have to have really deep pockets to pay for these fees. Look, the people with aluminum roofs, their roofs survive. Now, again, the structure has to be made out of almost reinforced concrete for it to just survive. But like the building on the left of me here, it's got one staircase, and the front got wiped out. Still, it's a great, you know, not for $1 million though. I mean, I don't know how you can make your mortgage payment and your taxes. How are you going to make a profit? And not only that, but if you're at $1 million, let's face it, you're at the high end of the market already. I mean, come on, hyperinflation is not going to drive real estate prices higher. It's actually going to knock real estate prices down. I mean, unless all of a sudden we become like a country with 100 billion people in it. I doubt that. Again, these 1 people on the left-hand side there, My hat's off to them, maybe. Okay, here's people that are parking illegally, but you know what? Why not? On the left-hand side, why not? If I see a car make a U-turn ahead of me, I'm going to make a U-turn right now. Well, actually, I'm going to go out on the beach where those people are illegally parked. I still see some fences, chain link fences going across the road. And that's what it is. Right before Bobwitch Point, there's chain link fences that span across the road, probably because the bathrooms are out of water. And that makes the whole facility out of order. Let's see. Yeah, he's making a U-turn right in front of the fence. Okay. So anyway, there's Pink Shell. Pink Shell, except for their pool. They just have to fill their pool up with water. That's it. They're done. A lot of this property is owned by Pink Shell now. Pink Shell's trying to buy all this property. And they probably will get it too. On the right-hand side here. Which is what every large building should be doing. Diamond Head should be doing that. Atlantic High should be doing that. Margaritaville is doing that. These places, if they were smart, they would open up immediately. It's hard to get a hotel room, and if you do have a hotel, you'll sell out, even during this slow season. So, I'd like to turn here. See a beautiful sailboat out there on the horizon. So we'll be able to check that out as I make my turn towards it. Let's try to drive as far as we can here, but this is a little compacted. But I see a lot. Oh, now we're getting the soft sand. All right, I only have 2.1 inch tires. That's it. That's it. It's too bad you can't drive on the beach like in Daytona, right? That'd be sweet. They should do that. They should allow that. It'd be a good access point too if they allowed driving on the beach, because the beach actually is a lot bigger. And I was thinking about that. You know, if they allow driving on the beach, you could put like a covered overpass above the road, so you can allow people to drive on the beach. Again, you don't have to have the covered overpass the whole beach, just where the place where there's a lot of like transit of people walking towards the beach, and the driving area would be up here in the high sands. It would be down by the water, so you'd have to be able to drive in sandy conditions. But like up here in this portion is not used up here. That's what people want to do. They just want to drive slow and look at the beach. You keep the driving to 20 miles an hour. Obviously, you don't want to drive too slow. You get caught in the sand. But you could do it. That would alleviate a lot of the. Oh yeah, the tide is extremely high. Oh boy, and the wind coming in. It's got a little southerly breeze to it. I thought it was just going to be westerly, but it's kind of southwest. I mean southeast. Excuse me. It's kind of going right now. It's kind of going due north, actually. All right. Well, we'll see how far we can bicycle here. Probably not too far. Oh, but it's beautiful. There's a lot of longshore current. I can tell. So shelling is going to be excellent. Low tide. Shelling is going to be phenomenal. Sorry. Well, the sand up here is extremely soft. I'm on the lowest gear and struggling. fixing. It's good though. I'm glad to see they're still fixing this place. And if that rumor is true that they're paying $4,500 to $5,000 just in permitting fees to fix each condo, that's too much. Now, if you got it before December 1st, it was free. But of course, they didn't let everybody know that it was going to be free. So people thought it was still $5,000, and then all of a sudden, people were like, "Ha! It was free for like 3 months, ha ha!" And you know what? The people holding the real estate were like, "Yeah, but we just got down here." You know, you can't do it by phone. They don't allow that. So anyway, there's plenty of room to put a car path here. It's kind of good, you know, over here because you're not in the beaten crowd, so you can really enjoy yourself. You're out by yourself. If you like that, if you like the solitude. Oh man. Yeah, the tide is being pushed even higher than it normally is. This onshore flow wind. A lot. I hear workers here, so this is the Best Western on the left-hand side. So again, skeleton crew. I don't agree with that. You need to fork the money over and get the thing fixed and up and renting right away. I know I've been fixing a 3-bedroom house, and again, I've been lollygagging a little bit, but if it was my sole source of income, I would not be lollygagging. But still, a second person would motivate you. You know, a team would even motivate you even more. Like 2 teams competing against each other to get work done. That's how I would do it. I would motivate people by making little contests, little challenges, you know, having them get stuff done. And plus, sometimes, some repairs, other people may have more innovative, cheaper, faster techniques. So it's good to bring in more than just one person. One person, they get burnt out. Within a week, they're burnt. You know, a team of people, at least you could rotate 2 different duties. Won't burn them out. Oh man, it's really soft sand here. The tide is really high. This is what the beach looks like at high tide. The beach gained 2 feet of sand on average. It's getting really soft now. Man, that was probably the first wave of the day. Sorry. Alright. That's the thing, you know, little kids, they walk right into the lake. They don't know it. I don't blame them. I'm more worried about sharks or alligators jumping out of the waves. here because this beach is getting mighty soft. Oh, thank you. Maybe I can make it. Oh, we're gonna try it. Maybe I can make it down the Lama Kai. I mean, this is the best scenery. I'm speechless. What can I say? It's the beach. The beach makes it. It's about 12 noon, so it's pretty hot out. I would say it's about 88 degrees out right now. February 29th. It's pretty warm. A lot of people are making sandcastles. Few people in the water. The water's about at least 80 degrees, so it's not that cold. The more white caps there are, you can tell. The more that whitish foam, the warmer the water. Alright, so I come up upon, we're just passing Margaritaville. I come up upon Lama Kai. Making serious work here. They got people working today, so at Margaritaville. They're putting flat tile, not barrel tile, but flat tile on the roof of these two buildings. They have aluminum on the roof of the inland buildings. Still dumping sand. Yeah, this is the tide is breaking the high water line, the high tide mark. So the tide is still coming in. Alright, so this is as far as I'll go. Okay, I'll go a little bit more. There's some more people down here. I don't know, it's getting really hard to fight. Keep on going. Got extremely low gear though. just hope a wave doesn't knock me off my bike. It looks like the Lana Kai is open right now. Workers are still working here, but there's a bar and people are walking with drinks from the Lana Kai. And these umbrellas are Lana Kai umbrellas, so Lana Kai is open for business. That's a good thing. A little late, about 2 months late to be specific. And I see inside the Lana Kai's parking lot, there's a lot of cars. So that's a good sign. Yeah. So that's a good sign. We already know Diamond Head's open. So we know that Pink Shell is open. Margaritaville is not open yet, but from the looks of things, they're only about a month away. So Lana Kai's open. Diamond Head's open. Pink Shell's open. And the Edison House is open. And the Lighthouse Resort is open. So there is enough in this area, in the Times Square area, to bar here is the most packed. Alright, I see some more open space. This whole hotel over here, the whole wing, they just destroyed right next to Diamond Head. This is the one where the first 3 apartments were destroyed by the surf here, but it looks like the damage was more than they could fix. So they destroyed the whole building. Destroyed the whole thing. So there's more open space and more junk to haul down to the Lover's Key, whatever you want to call it, temporary landfill. What they do is they'll sift out all the sand that they get from hauling this down there. They'll probably bring the sand back. It looks like they've stacked up all the pavers as well. That would be a $200 million write-off in today's money. Just to rebuild that. Okay, maybe not $200 million, but we're talking serious money. For them to contemplate destroying that equity, they better have a good insurance company, or the people that are buying it better be building a casino, that's for sure. I see no way they're going to recover on that money. That's a moment right here. There's a cute puppy. It's still coming in a little bit. Diamond Head is open. People are coming out of there with drinks too. Alright. Oh, come on. Oh. Just click back over. You find yourselves at public access point. A little further down. Yeah, the waves look ideal. So if you're into surfing, oh yeah, and shelling this evening or whatever low tide is, 3 o'clock, maybe 4, probably 4 o'clock. going to take 4 to 6 hours for the tide to recede. So sometimes you get 2 high tides. And when you get a tide this early late in the morning like this, still not noon left, usually you'll get another high tide close by. But not always. Depends how close the moon is. If the moon's real close to the Earth, you can get tides like that. The moon is orbiting farther away from the Earth, then less tides. Alright, so we're pretty much done. It's getting harder and harder to pedal because less and less people, they're not compacting the sand with their foots, so it's making it extra hard to bicycle. The tide is still kind of like coming in. Alright, now this hotel here, this is a real shame. If any hotel has the potential of coming back, it's this hotel right here. This hotel in yellow, straight ahead. This is worth, well, it may be listed, appraised at maybe $30 million, but because it survived the hurricane, I mean, structurally it looks pretty good. The concrete floors look about 6 inches thick, not the cheap 4-inch. I know today they want 9 to 12 inches, but the only thing bad about that place is that the doors have been open, exposed for the last 9 months, which means anything that's inside the room is toast. There was drywall, gypsum board. I mean, it wasn't wet, but of course that got wet. Yeah, see here, there's like some air conditioners. So you're just buying it for the land, basically. But you're buying it with the land with the potential to just fix this place. If you had again, we're talking about business ventures. If you could put up a business venture, let's say you put up a GoFundMe or some kind of, you made a business plan. You went to a place like GoFundMe and you said, look, I need 100 investors to pony up $1 million each, which, a lot of people could probably do that, mortgaging their homes. And you make a projection, because you have to have a pro forma cash flow. You make a projection, 3 to 5 years. Of course, they'll want to see every single year, so you're going to have to do that. But the key is, you want to get a crew of between 30 and 50 people working on this place. It's going to cost $1 million just in salaries, just to get this place going. But if you have, see right across the street, that's the old Shamrock over there, and over there was the old Armando Day Spa. And we're going to continue on our trek southwards. But if you had the ability on the right-hand side to, again, convince 100 people with $1 million, and then you'll take, let's say, $30 million to buy this, which is cheap. Probably it's going to cost more, but start off at 30, you'll go up to 40. You'll need the extra money, believe me. Then you're going to $1 million in labor, and then it's going to cost you at least $1 million for air conditioning, drywall. Electrical may cost you $1 million. So let's say electrical for a full $1 million for everything, and then air conditioners. You might be able to get that on the cheap. You never know. You got to look out of the area, but you might be able to haul it in. Look on Alibaba or someplace. I would just pass the beach connection on the left-hand side. I still love that location, but they want $1 million, and I was told that there's new setback lines which make it it's prohibitive to build a building there. That's why nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it even in the destroyed condition. But anyway, getting back to that hotel, this is how you're going to have to do it. Make a business plan on GoFundMe or one of those funding websites. You're going to have to put, that everyone owning up $1 million, will get 1%. So it's divided evenly. You're going to get $100 million. You're going to spend $30 to $40 million on the land, $1 million on labor, $1 million on air conditioning and drywall and screws and paint, and then $1 million on certifying the electrical. And again, there could be some bloat in there, but you should with that $1 million also be able to afford $100 TVs with remote controls. You should be able to with all the apartments. So anyway, and then the other $1 million, you should be able to get some dank beds for $200 a piece times whatever it is, 100 hotel rooms, probably less, but figure on 100 queen size beds. You should be able to get that. So for $20,000. Anyway, so now you have $100 million less. Let's say it costs you 45 altogether. Permitting may cost you an extra $1 million too. Let's say 46. There's probably another miscellaneous or two. Let's round it up to 50 just to deal with round numbers. So now you're into it for 50. You're going to rent the place for $200 to $300 a night. So occupancy rates usually are at 50% or higher. Right now they're up near 90% because there's not that much to rent. But still a lot of people want to come here because they're afraid of World War III. And we'll know in a second if Publix is open, because they look like they're going to open shortly. Although the H2O guy I talked to said 6 years, I doubt that. They look like they're ready to open next week. Library, they're pouring a lot of money into this. I see no value from this. They should sell that to me for $1 and I'll make a casino out of it. That'd be perfect. That would bring people to the beach. I mean, really, that's the only thing good for that specific location. I mean, you can't really do much else with it. It's not on the beach. Of course, it's near a church and a school. It wouldn't look nice. I'd have to buy the church and the school too. But, you know, after a couple of years, I'll have tons of money to buy the church and the school. The Seagrave shopping centers are a good deal. Anyway, getting back to that other business deal. So, again, GoFundMe, and just say you're taking a management fee of 5%, and then you'll take the other 40 to 45 million and put it in a reserve. Because maybe what you might be able to do is buy a second property, you know, and do the same thing. It all depends. Once the first property starts showing a profit, you can make a determination whether the rent plus the you'll charge them first 5% off the top. That's $5 million that you'll put in your pocket, and then and you'll be the management person for the construction and for the renting for that next year, and for making sure everyone gets paid. And then of this reserve, you could buy another practice, another property, or what I would do is I would keep it in reserve. You want to make sure that you could rent all your rooms out. If you have 100 rooms at, let's say, $200 a night, because you're throwing deals, you know, you're normally $300, but you're throwing some deals, so it's averaging $200. So you're making $20,000 a day. So in a month times 30, you're making 20. You're making 200. You're making 600,000 in a month. So 600,000 a month and times 12, you're making $7.2 million. So in 5 years, you'll make $35 million. So now in that time, because you have shareholders, I would get the place steady, showing the books for a year, possibly 2. And then I would sell. I would sell the business for $100 million. And again, take 5% on that as well as the management. And and I'd give back the reserve. So I would give them back their reserve, and I would sell the building for $100 million. So they would get back all their entire investment plus the reserve, which if you know, a smart thing would be if you could invest that to earn 30 or 40%. I mean, that'd be nice. Obviously, you don't want to invest it in the bad, but because it's a reserve and you've already made them their money back, you know, it's more of a, you know, it's a gamble up to you whether you can open up another business with it. You can't take that reserve. That reserve actually belongs to them. But that's how you negotiate something like this. That's how you could get out of area money in here to make some of these deals happen, because that's one thing that they really need. Now here's the church coming up. I'm gonna stop over and see if I get a drink. I'm sweating right now. It's like, it must be 90 degrees. This asphalt is not cool here, because traffic is always low at this point. I'm trying to make a switch-a-doodle here. Right there. I see this blue house right ahead of us. One guy is doing all the fix up here, and they're living inside. I'm not sure if they're living inside or they got the RV, but see, 300,000, 300, I would buy it, and I could finish building that house. It's got a pool too. Sunset celebration. Look at these ladies. You see this church here? You see the roof this roof is gone right now. They actually ripped it off. They're fixing it, but the problem is it's supposed to rain big time tomorrow, and I could foresee that they don't have this thing set up right. So they moved it over here. So this is the cooking area.
Name's Joseph.
Nothing. Times Square Merchant Association. Uh-oh. This doesn't look good.
Come here.
Nothing in here?
DJ, walk back this way.
So anyway, they just got water. That's interesting, though. Anyway, I like this coffee trailer. It's coffee time. They need to really get people here to fix this place. Iced coffee, hot coffee, espresso. It's awesome. And they're running a generator too. So they're incurring. I think the generator burns. Let's see. It burns about half a gallon an hour. So you get about between 10 and 11 hours. A normal generator has a 5-gallon tank. They have a smaller generator, so maybe they're burning maybe a pint of gas an hour, if it's very efficient. They didn't have the drink I wanted, and all the water was hot, so there's no ice in there. So they need to really fix this place. They need to really spend time in fixing that, because the roof is most important. Everything else inside does not matter. It's the roof that matters. Anyway, let's think about another business idea. The Titanic house is gone. More open space. Oh wait, no, there's a Titanic house. What am I talking about? It looked like, I thought it was on the other street. Titanic house is still there, but it has to come down. There's no way they can keep that. They are taking up some of these lots though. I don't know why. I mean, a foundation pad that's level. Why dig it up? I don't know. Yeah, the Titanic house is still there. Sorry. It's got both pools around it, or surrounded with fencing, because you're required to do that. If you have to, otherwise you have to demolish the pools immediately. I don't know. Some rule. So I'm trying to think of another business idea here. There's always room for like pushing a cart on the beach. If you can get one of those peddler's licenses, this church here, this is a good. If you're thinking about a business The sign here, at least this one side survived, or they fixed it. But they're not holding mass here. This thing has been idle like this. It's got one pods. It's pretty much cleaned out. They need a new roof. They need to put some walls up in some of the windows. But it's ready to go as a business. It's got a nice parking lot. That's the thing. It's got a nice parking lot right on Estero Boulevard. Taxes are practically, well, they are nothing. Let's face it, it's a church. You know, the electrical, you're going to need new electrical. So that's $1 million. No, maybe $500,000. $500,000 to install new wiring and to approve it. Which is a lot. They need like a McDonald's here on Fort Myers Beach. This property that's coming up here, this would be excellent if somebody wants to open up a McDonald's franchise where the old laundromat used to be, the old Mid-Island laundromat dry cleaner and car wash. That is ideal. And I'll tell you the way I would build it. I would build McDonald's elevated and then have 4 drive-up windows under the McDonald's and have little dumbwaiters that go down, deliver the food, and you would provide them with a tray so they could move the food between the dumbwaiter and your car. Then they'd have to put the tray back. That could get, you could lose a lot of trays that way. I'm trying to think of a better way. I guess you could have like a little extender window that comes out. They can get their food. This guy on the left-hand side, he's been fixing this place for a long while now. More power to him. You know what? The less contractors you have to hire, the more you can do yourself. That means the less snooping around. The fire marshal, the permitting, all these other lazy contractors. It's good. The house on the left we just passed. The guy's fixing it himself. It's got a long way to go, though. You got to be honest with yourself, you know. Sometimes you have to draw the line. I draw the line on lots of things. You can't. I mean, as a human, you're no different than the next human. You should be able to do everything yourself. Literally, from the minutest detail to the most complicated thing on this planet. We're no different. True, some of us have, our brains are wired a little bit better than others, but theoretically, if we put our minds to it, every one of us should be able to do something that everyone else can do. See, they're moving all this junk that they just got. Most of that is yardways now, or concrete foundations. They're still moving it down the Lover's Key. And that's really going to shift it into big mounds. And then the dump trucks fill it up and they bring it back. Okay, so one business idea is the McDonald's. That definitely is a business idea. You know, everybody lost so much vegetation here. Having a nursery on some of these open lots is another good idea because, and you have to think about selling bushes and plants that are extremely tolerant of salty, low nutrition sands, almost desert-like plants. That definitely, I don't see that business here on the island. They definitely need something like that. I mean, you're going to need a pool service. Obviously, pool service business, everyone needs their pool done. You can charge an exorbitant amount just for chlorine alone. Obviously, painting, pressure washing, that's always needed. House sitting, you know. Even non-conventional businesses like, they took the porta potties away from up here. There used to be porta potties on the sidewalk straight ahead of me, and they're gone, thank goodness. Just a little dumpster. That's different. All right. Publix says opening soon. drink. I brought ice cold water. It's in the car. It was frozen solid, so by the time I get back, it'll be completely thawed, I bet. But it should be alright. Oh, Publix is putting in a new parking lot. They're putting in a new asphalt parking lot. They ripped up the old parking lot and put a new one in. That's interesting. Alright, so on the left-hand side, you can see the road that's over there. These homes are still heavily damaged, have not been rebuilt. That home right on the left here, that one's been completely rebuilt, but out of wood. This home over here looks like someone's working on it. And they're doing a good job. It's all wood though, but this home, they fixed the front up. Did a good job. Used to be a staircase coming down. There's no staircase there anymore. This house on the left, it's going to come down. It's too structurally destroyed. This house, custom remodeling, renovation sidings. Wow. And more power to them. Here's the property that I wanted. This was never zoned anything since the road's construction in '71. In other words, this was always a tennis court up here, but now there's a setback. You can't build a tennis court. So, unless they had a permit that they got before December 31st, which I doubt, a permit would give them 9 months to be able to rebuild the tennis. But no one plays tennis here. These condos aren't even open. They're probably going to take another. I mean, at the speed they're going, which is like a snail's pace, it's going to take 9 months. So there's no point. So they're just going to leave that there, and it's just going to be a vacant lot. Let's face it. If I want to buy it, which again I've already tried to contact the Yachtsman Condominium Association, whatever it is, homeowner association. No one's calling me back. Most of the people that were on that association have moved, and they're not in the association anymore. So I'm just calling like dead end numbers. These two properties, you can tell they got that rubber barrier around them. So when you have an active permit, you have to put some kind of a fence around your property to show that it's actively being renovated. See, these homes that are for sale that are damaged, they're being sold as is, damage and everything. It's part of the I wouldn't call it value, but part of the excitement, part of the panache. It's easier to sell a cleared lot though. A nicely cleared lot, we get more people interested because they know it's already been cleared. So they don't have to pay for any additional clearing or excavation. It's already been paid by the previous owner. Oh, here's more open. Oh no, here's sand. They're dumping sand here and putting it in dump trucks and it looks like they're building up the beach. Wow. Because they're driving right out on the beach. Some of them they're piling up. Oh, I see. The dump trucks are dumping it here, and then those bigger dump trucks are taking it out on the beach. Ones with the really big tires. Wow. So coming up in the bend of the road over here, this is where the best place for a McDonald's or a fast food franchise, any fast food franchise, even Chick-fil-A or Burger King, Wendy's, any of those newer franchises, even Culver's, you would need an elevated building, 12 feet off the ground, so you could have big RVs drive up and order. But you have 4 dumbwaiter ordering stations where they can order, sit there, and get the drinks and food. They put their money, goes up the dumbwaiter, they get their food, comes down. they could do 4 cars at the same time. That would make it right here. There's plenty of room to do that, and then still have it upstairs where you could have your restaurant, and then even like even a further little tiny ice cream store, maybe a beach shop to sell souvenirs. That's what I would do. But to do that would mean buying the property, and you're looking at, well, this little property in the corner here. I know they were asking $400,000. That was with a building once. I don't know what they're going to want for it now, but it's too small. There's a setback now. You may not be able to build a building here, so you have to buy both properties. The other property still needs to be scraped down. The old concrete foundation is not fully level. It's slightly tilted to allow runoff. So if you want to build a bigger building that doesn't match the same foundation dimensions, then you're going to have to rip up the foundation. All right, so the home we just passed on the left-hand side. There's a lot of damage in the front of the home, but maybe it's salvageable. It all depends. If you take a little swig and look at it, maybe it may look good. I see 4 pelicans just flew over a building over there. That's one thing. Wildlife took a big beating on the beach. A lot of pelicans died in this hurricane. They drowned. They stayed with their nests, and their nests weren't high enough, so they drowned. Some pelicans are like any other birds. Some of them will fly out of harm's way. They may have flown up to Tampa, weathered it out up there, and then grown accustomed to Tampa, and then took on Tampa as their new local environment. So the ones that stayed here, I've noticed there were a lot of babies. A lot of babies that somehow stayed in their nests. Their nests floated, or their parents were busy trying to stay afloat or looking for their kids, may have drowned. A lot of the babies survived, but a lot of them didn't survive the aftermath. But some of them I noticed were training in their own little groups, fishing. And for them to stay together, usually pelicans, when they stay together like that, they're siblings. They're babies, they're twins, whatever, triplets, quadruplets. And when they fish together like that, some pelicans fish together, don't get me wrong, it's always fun to fly in a group. I saw that. The whole time in Florida, I'll see pelicans pair off, usually male and female, they're trying to get to know each other, they start pairing together. And then, you'll find one female and 3 male pelicans are all fishing together. Yeah, exactly. But I've noticed, though, that when after the hurricane, there was a tendency of baby pelicans to fish. Little tiny pelicans who were fishing in the tidal water between the first sandbar and shore. And it's cute because they were tiny pelicans, but there was no other parent around. Usually there's a parent showing them how to do it. These pelicans are teaching themselves. So it's pretty awesome. They either probably watched another pelican do it, or it just came natural that they were trying to develop a skill. They were hungry. Pelicans can hang around fishing boats all they want. Little tiny pelicans, the fishermen will spoil them. But I would spoil them. But eventually they're gonna, they're not gonna be able to depend on that. Or some of them are waiting for fishermen, and they just can't resist diving into the water. Once they dive in the water and catch their own fish, they're hooked on their own hunting capabilities. So again, I like this property. This property over here, this old bank / service station. Oh, sorry. So I'm not going to be able to come back on the beach because it's high tide. So I have to go back. I like this building over here. It looks like they're starting to work on this building. More people are using the parking spot here to go to the beach. For rent and for sale. See, they have a white sticker. That's hard to get. Now this building's going to get torn down. This building on the left-hand side is gone. They stripped the roof like they're going to put a metal roof on. I don't know how they can do that because The building, well, for one, you don't put anything on it. The storm that's going to happen tomorrow is going to show its ugly face, and I was told about 3 or 4 inches of rain. So tonight when I go home, after I eat, I'm going to go up on the roof, vacuum the gutters. I'm going to finish off the pool. It needs like pressure washing and stuff like that. Just get it ready. My pool doesn't leak anymore. I thoroughly plugged all the holes in it, tested it. It's holding water beautifully. So, but there's a little bit of the scum that's been forming in it the last like 8 months that I've been creepy on. I've been putting chlorine in there, but it still doesn't get up all the scum. You need the vacuum right now, so I got a wet dry. I got a 4-gallon wet dry. I'll put that to good use. I'll pressure wash it up too. Pressure wash it with the wet dry, so I'll clean it at the same time. Let's see. This is the Beach Theater. I see that they're painting it. That's amazing. Painted it blue. They should make this into a Jerry supermarket. They need another one. Even all these down at the beach here. This would be crowded. And all these at the beach. Wow. I mean, that'd be a huge Aldi's, that's for sure. But I think that people would use this Aldi's like crazy. If that was an Aldi's / liquor store, holy mackerel, home run. See, another business idea. An Aldi's / liquor store. And then they do need liquor stores down here at the beach. They do. If there's one thing that there's a lacking of without Publix, there is a couple places with 2 COP. I don't know if any place here has a 4 COP, but they need a liquor store. We're not going to go much further. We're going to go down to Winds Resort like I normally do. I should try going down one of these other roads here and check them out. I like these tennis courts here. Well, they're owned by the condos across the street. I would make food courts out of them. So I would have ice cream, pizza. In this area, though, there is some foot traffic. I don't know if there's enough traffic, though. I mean, literally, I would need something to really pull people in, like a restaurant. Because people are looking for a restaurant, a sit-down restaurant, like a Charlie Brown's in this area. When Charlie Brown's be passed, is destroyed. Fairview Isle condominiums. These are nice. And these are open, so they're occupied. They're not occupied by that many people. So if you're looking for a place to buy, definitely this is one of the better. These things, I'm pretty sure by the looks of them that they were watertight, so they may not have flooded when the water rose to almost 20 feet. Alright, looking at the Winds Resort, it still has that big pile of sand around it. Santini Plaza still has a fence around it. I've been down there. And as you get closer to the bridge, everything has fences around it. There are some houses that are wiped out that are for sale for as is. A lot of the homes, though, have been knocked down. The ones that are left standing, they're being fixed, so there's not much more to see there. We're just going to turn. We're not going to go out to the water because see the tide is high, so we're just going to make a U-turn here. Now the wind is coming from the southeast at the moment, which is amazing. Yeah, I see they're piling sand in there at the Wind Resort. All right, we made our turn. Let's talk about it. See, that flag is flying weird. That's flying almost southwest northeast. But flags over here are flying from east to west. Sounds weird. So I'm feeling no headwind at the moment, so I'm going with the wind, that's for sure. Yeah, on the right hand side though, those condos are nice. They have nice shady parking, and then they're built really well. It survived the hurricane, so the foundation and the building itself is built really well. I mean, yeah, the condos on the left-hand side are awesome too. They survived, but in terms of value for the buck, if you don't have a condo that faces the beach, that's the key here, faces the beach, then it doesn't matter where you live, then you're enjoying Fort Myers Beach the way anyone else would enjoy it. So unless your condo is facing the beach, then there's no reason paying $10 million for something that's not facing the beach. Again, these tennis courts are just awesome. And that beach cinema, that blue color. Look at that aluminum roof they have up there. I mean, that's gorgeous. So that thing is ready to rock and roll. I mean, see, that's the thing. They built a nice building, but no one wants to watch movies in it. I think that they used to serve food in there too, so it was more of a picture show. So you could watch a movie and eat at the same time. They would charge like an outrageous amount, just like the regular matinee cinema charges for hot dogs and popcorn and everything else. They did a beautiful job. This sidewalk here. Shoot, I could drive a Mack truck down this. Look how wide this thing is. See, that's the thing. I would have made this sidewalk half as wide, and with the savings on both sides of the road, I would have put in 2 extra lanes. It makes sense. 2 extra lanes, so 2 lanes each way with a center turning lane as well. All right, so this Gulf Side 12, that's brand new construction. I mean, something was there. Maybe they built something nice. This outrigger, this is another side story. But if you have money, again, this is another one of those, get 100 people together, and you're gonna have 16 times you have 16 times 6, so you're going to have at least 96 hotel rooms, plus a couple more of these buildings. So you have 100 rooms. So again, you offer them $30 million, actually more. You have more than 100 here. This is about 120. So you offer them $30 million, you could have a little leeway. You might be able to go up to $40 million, but save $10 million for all the labor and the repairs and the permitting and everything else that goes in that. Put the rest of the $40 million in reserve. You rent the place out, because again, the earlier you rent the place out, like Flamingo Inn, most of it got wiped out there. You just have these buildings, and they're for sale too. So the problem is that these empty lots are going for too much. If you can get that for $30 million, and you understand how much taxes you got to pay, you put some money in reserve, you get that thing fixed up in no time with a nice crew of 30 to 50 people, and you don't scrimp. You make sure the rooms are done nice, they don't smell. Make sure that they are done with. I would do tile floors with throw rugs if you can. Tile with that grid on it so you don't slip. And then, or if you have to put carpeting, just make sure you put good carpeting in there. And then, sell the business for $100 million in 1 or 2 years. All the investors get paid their money. Give them the surplus. You take $5 million on initial, and you take $5 million at the end. So you made $10 million, and that's your fee. You're not charging them anything else, and you're going to do the management for free. So it'll cost you 2 years of your life. You'll make $10 million in 2 years. So it's a win for you with no money down. Just coming up with a business plan. So you have 2 properties. You got that property, the yellow building down here, Mid-Island, and they also have the outrigger. So that's what I'm saying. If you can get the $100 million and you can convince the original homeowners to take on a second property like that, you might be able to swing both properties. And if you're taking $5 million on both, on purchase and $5 million on sale, that would increase the earnings to you to $20 million. Let's say you still had the same crew. Or let's say you had a second crew. It doesn't really matter. You'd make $20 million, and the investors would make double plus. Well, actually, there would not be any retainage left over, but they would make, instead of making 40% on their money in 2 years, however long it takes you to fix it and resell it, they would make, in the 2 years, they would double their money, so they make 100%. So it's a better investment for them. A little more headache and work for you to manage two places, but you're doubling your money again, and it's just a love for the job. If you're a Salt Life type of guy, that's how you would make your money. You can either do two separate deals, or you could make it so that one deal and you're making an exorbitant amount of money. But see, that's why you need to talk in millions. And that's why. So again, I see a whole bunch of mobile homes. They're building something over here. Something on the right-hand side. They're using a lot of fill. It looks like they're building some kind of marina or something, but they're building a foundation. Or maybe the owner who owns all those trucks. Maybe that's the service area. They service them over there. This building too. It's been fenced off. They're not doing enough work. It's a skeleton crew. You have to focus on the roof first. And, you can't do it with one person. You need at least a crew of 10. You should count up all the hotel rooms and divide them in half, and that's how many people you need to fix the place. But see, that still would be a good, if all this is included, you got 10 by 10 plus 20, so you have 120 hotel rooms there. Again, that's another deal. So that's the third hotel on this beach that you could possibly swing a deal. And that one, it's got a beautiful beach. I mean, of all the hotels so far, this one is the nicest beach. You're closest to Publix as well. And if they ever reopen the Mid-Island laundromat, that'd be another benefit. See, look, Keller Williams of Naples. See, you have a lot of out-of-area real estate people are selling this real estate as well. So you don't have to have real estate practice on Fort Myers Beach. You just have to list the property. People are driving by, they're looking. That's the thing. They're looking. You have to have signs that have your real estate office, your website, your phone number. So, and it would be nice to have a contact name there too. You don't need to have a picture. A picture of yourself. Company logo would be good, but a picture of someone, that's wasting valuable real estate. If you, and it's kind of distracting too, because they'll look at the picture, they'll look at the person, and then they'll forget to look at the name and phone number. Oh my God, and they've already driven by the sign. See how a picture can almost ruin your advertising? Because they're admiring the picture, and they're like, no, they're like, no, don't admire the picture. Look at the name and phone number. Get your camera out. No, oh my God, they've already passed by. So it's best photographically to leave pictures off. Let's face it, you call the real estate office, you're like, well, she's busy, you have to deal with her helper anyway. So I would leave the pictures off. It's cheaper for the real estate office just to put a logo and have a rider with your name. And if you want to put a picture on a rider, that's fine. But the main real estate signs, you just have the office name, maybe a logo, definitely a phone number, and a website, that's for sure. And email address would be nice as well. And of course, someone to contact. Yes, that would be nice. Now, a lot of advertisements are coming up with the with the scan codes. So they put a scan code on either the packaging, I've seen this, or even the real estate signs, and a big one, so that at a distance you can take a picture of this barcode, and it will automatically go to the website or automatically bring up information. So that's awesome as well. So here's Publix again. They're going to be open, I would say, within a month. Redoing the driveway. That's usually the last thing. Of course, if they're redoing the driveway, then vendors can't come in and can't resupply the store. Unless they're going to allow the vendors to drive on their unfinished driveway. They do share the property with a marina behind them, so it looks like they're doing the driveway in stages. The water is beautifully azure, and there's white caps on it, so it is gorgeous today. It's got to be about 90 degrees right now. It is hot. Very little wind in the direction that I'm heading. The flags are flying. The wind is coming out of the southeast. It's kind of high tide still. All right, so they fixed this area. This used to be a public park over here. They had a big sand mound here. Again, open space. It's beautiful. You can drive by in a car and look at the ocean. Sometimes in Bonita Springs, like 40 years ago, before it was built up with those big monolith buildings, you could do that. But after they built those big monolith buildings that blocked out the beach, now see, that's why you need a drive-through. At McDonald's or something down here, Chick-fil-A, you have, for one, the city of Fort Myers Beach charges you $5 an hour to park anywhere. Lynn Hall Park is actually owned by Lee County, not Fort Myers Beach, so that's why it's free. That's why everybody wants to park there. But everywhere else on Fort Myers Beach, it's $5 an hour, so nobody wants to pull over because, come on, $5 an hour, that's a lot. $1 an hour, that's what it should be. $5. Oh, boy. People pay it too, because you know what? This area is being over populated. So we'll come up to the church again. I don't want to get one of those really hot water bottles. It's going to make me profusely sweat. I'd rather wait till I get back to my car. My frozen bottle will be probably thawed. I put it underneath the blanket to try to insulate it a little bit. Well, we'll see. This is going to be a fast video. Let's see, any other business ideas? Oh, wait a minute. There used to be a tank right there. The tank is gone. Oh, yeah, that's what I noticed. See, all these people are paying $5 an hour here parking. Oh, here's the beach patrol. See, they're catching people for parking illegal. Now they're going to give them tickets, which is terrible. They're taking a picture of them parking, and they're going to give them a ticket. And this is a young boy. It's a new job. He's getting paid minimum wage plus bonuses, and the bonuses are giving out tickets. It's real criminal. I don't like that. Oh well. See, every place here that has this fencing has an active building permit. So there's more and more of this area with fencing going up. You can get this in Dollar Tree. They sell this cheap fencing, so you can get it there. You don't have to go to Home Depot and spend an arm and a leg. Oh man, I hate this up here. They haven't fixed the sidewalk. This is the only sidewalk they haven't fixed yet. Oh yeah, well there's one other piece of sidewalk. It's right across from Lanakai. No, Diamond Head. They haven't fixed that too. Everywhere else they fixed. See, people are trying to grab up the papers because they know they're $10 each. So you put 100 papers on a pallet, you're already up to 100 papers times 10, you're up to $1,000. That's easy money you're stealing. You do 100 a day, you're making $1,000. Oh, I just saw a big iguana go behind this concrete pile here. A big iguana, like 3 feet long. Makes a nice habitat for them. Okay, so this is other sidewalk. This was an inlet here that was carving the island in half. Okay, so they have to fix this area here. It's beautiful. Oh man, that'd be beautiful driving to the beach. Oh, I see a big thunderstorm that's developing out in the Gulf there. Yeah, this looks like the summertime rainy season's here. It's going to rain, and I'm going to let cats and dogs tomorrow. Some people all said we put an RV here. They're good to go, you know. It's called beach life, you know. So at least they have the right frame of mind. If you're going to lose all, you know, don't sell it now. We're actually stopping at that church and they're buying hot dogs or whatever they're selling, which is a good thing. That's probably why they're not putting water there, because they want people to buy drinks. See, everywhere you go, I see stacks of pavers, and you know people are stacking them at night, and then they come during other odd times, and they take them. All right, so we're coming up to Junkaroo / Fresh Catch. Fresh Catch has a business here, a nice big business in Naples, and so they're a chain. See a lot of the sand that they had big piles. They piled on the beach. So in some areas of the beach, there not many. Some areas are experiencing erosion. Most of the areas have treated it. There's plenty of property. If you want to buy property, now's the time. I mean, everyone says wait till the crash happens. Well, you know, on the beach, let's face it, there's still 8 people in a waiting list on each piece of property. Oh, here's the tank. I was looking for the tank. Here it is, right here. See, I would love to buy that. I'd go mudding to that. Go out in the mud flats. Probably get stuck in the mud flats. If I got stuck in the mud flats, there would be nothing to be able to tell me out. 7-Eleven building on the left-hand side. Again, they want to rebuild it. It's good. I hope they do. They need them. So, I mean, that's one thing that's going to... You know, people need ice and drinks. Without that, I mean, it's too far to Walmart. That's the closest place to buy groceries because the gas station, Citgo gas station, is still not open. Here's Junkaroo and Fresh Catch. Fresh Catch, they're trying to fix the roof on it. So, you know, all I can say is if this becomes public parking, Fresh Catch, this land here will go up in value significantly. You know, and it's got a good parking lot. And again, it's on the beach. If you want a restaurant on the beach, that's elevated already. So it's got the potential. Like here would be a great parking facility. And of course, Fort Myers Beach charging $5 an hour, they're going to make out like bandits. So they probably want this land big time. I personally think this should have been donated to Lake County because, you know, Fort Myers Beach, they're like criminals. And you have Lee County Sheriff here. This just should be Lee County. Lee County residents should be able to park here for free. I've seen a lot of people on bikes. They're probably locals. I don't see a lot of people with bicycles at Lynn Hall Park. At least not today. Again, this bank over here, they gave up on it. Surfside casual. That's what they wanted to make it into, a nice casual place. You need to fix the roof. That's the first thing you need to do. And I want to make a casino out of that library. No one uses the library except bums. Bums in there, they get the free internet, they get all the free water, free bathrooms, they use the internet and stuff, sitting there lounging around. They use the bathroom as a complete shower and everything. Wash their clothes in the sink. They sometimes sleep in there. It's disgusting. See, again, more people are stacking pavers. They're stacking them. They're stacking them and they hide them. They stack them and hide them. But like at night, they just come in, find the pavers, stack them, and they put them on pallets and yeah. There was a business here. I mean, I'd like to buy that land, but they want arm and leg. This Beach Shell Inn. This is little tiny rinky-dinky living. You might be able to get maximum $100 a night. I doubt you get anything more than that. So you only have about maybe 75 rooms there at best. From Mars Beach government on the left, they haven't done anything with that building, and that's kind of, they don't need to pull their own permits. They can do whatever they want. It's sad. This church here, the Chapel by the Sea, this is sad. They haven't done anything. Can't even make a decent casino out of that building. This place, Mom's Heavenly Biscuit, they were doing pretty good. Yeah. Looks like he's actually closing up for the day. The problem with having a trailer business, you have to, don't think about the money, think about the bathroom. I owned a restaurant, I had a bathroom. We had everyone in the Blue Moon trying to use our bathroom, whether they bought from us or not. We're like, it's for patrons only, patrons only. People would scream at us, like I'll be a patron after I use your bathroom. Like, well, no. Because too many people said that, I mean, I look the other way a lot of times when people are using the bathroom, but when people have no skin in the game, they don't respect things. You give free food to some of these, these minority children in schools. What do they do with the free food? They don't eat it. They throw it. They act like they're entitled to it. No, they're not entitled to diddly. They shouldn't even get it. They should have to pay for it. They shouldn't even go to school if they can't afford to buy their own food. They should become farmers and stay home. Learn that trade. But, so again, bathrooms, you shouldn't have to have a bathroom if you have a business. They force you into having one. It's ridiculous. this sidewalk here. Yeah. It's more expensive than the other concrete sidewalk, but it's for walking on it, you can trip over these concrete things. It's not level. See that blue building on the left-hand side? I like that. It's for sale. Let me look at it again. Let me take the phone number. So it's area code 305-684-6845. That blue building there. It looks like the lower level's been completely gutted. It looks like the linoleum or the base tile survived in the ground floor, but all the doors and windows are out. You're going to need to put in new framing for the doors and windows, new windows and frames. You see this building here on the left-hand side? This thing's got knocked down. So it looks like they're going to knock down this other portion of it too. Even though that's the newer portion. I wish I could buy just that one building there. Let me think. There's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 times 2 plus probably 6. So 32. There's 38 units in that little building there. And this building on the left-hand side, that's all wood. That needs to come down. This hardware building. Yeah, it's got to come down. It's just, I mean, it's got a pink sticker on it, which means that they're in violation. Moe's Coffee Cafe. See, that's kind of cool. And see, this is free. This Moe's owns that property right there, so people are sponging. They bought a coffee and then they're going to the beach. But I mean, that's $5. But they're not paying $5 an hour. They paid $5 for that business. Business earned $5, but now they're sponging and consuming a spot for 3 or 4 hours. Right now it's getting cloudy because we're getting there is a front moving through with that big rain that's supposed to happen tomorrow. I just hope it doesn't happen tonight because I need to get up on the roof. I don't want to be lightning up there. I need to do a little pressure washing today too. So we're almost done with the route. I want to swing down and look at the island, the Lighthouse Resort. The Lighthouse Resort is a hidden treasure. If you stay on the beach, you'll never see it. So look at this. Look at the Lana Kai. The parking lot is full. So this is a good sign. That means they're starting to rent rooms. And it looks like, oh man, I didn't see that sand pit. I just had some misty rain nail me. So that Tico Taco, whatever it is over there, they're making some good money. And then here's another restaurant to the left over here, the Old Beach Whale. I don't know how they're making business because I don't see how you can get in there. It's all fenced off. I just got hit with some more misty rain. Yeah, I'm getting hit with misty rain. It's not my sweat either. Oh boy, more misty rain. It says live music, cold beer today, 12 to 9. Alright, well it's open now then. Misty rain. So it's definitely rainy season. I want to cross the street here, I do. Ocean Jewels, they say they fixed the sign. That's nice on both sides. You got a fence around, so you got a permit. Which is good. I see a lot of wind blowing, a lot of sand. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of misty rain over here. Well, that's it. You go to the beach, you have to expect it rains on you from time to time. It's about 6 inches thick, the concrete, the platform that holds up each balcony. And it looks like it was pre-stressed. It looks like they actually pulled the steel tight as the concrete was settling, so they pre-stressed it in place. So here's the Lighthouse Resort. See how they're doing here. Oh, it's battered. Oh yeah. It smells awesome. The pool is crowded. Must be about 20 people in the pool area. See that the people in the pool area are eating ice cream and they're drinking. You just can't have glass bottles by the pool. It can be plastic or it can be paper. It just can't be glass, which is smart. You don't want people breaking glass in the pool. See this building to the right of me, they're still fixing it, which is cool. It's good that they open up their resort with that. So yeah, at least 20 people. People are just standing and chatting and they're not really swimming. It's pretty cool though. Still getting hit with that misty rain. And here's another hidden treasure. If you park over here, they're not going to complain. So you could sneak over here and park and go to the beach and use their parking for free. But you know, okay, now it's raining. I'm getting hit with a serious mist. Let's put it that way on my back. Feels good though. I used to park under the bridge here when it was free 30 years ago. By Lee County. Right, so it's probably raining, hitting the camera. So you'll probably get raindrops there. Oh shoot, he's died. They're almost done fixing this place up. People are eating out here now. Every hour, a fraction of an hour, whatever. But it's more of an honor system. But if the guy comes by with his car, I saw him already. There's probably 2 people here or more. And if they catch you cheating, bingo. Fines are not cheap. Let's face it. Fines are not cheap yet. And another thing is that there's a place called Surf Style. They seem to be buying up all the beach properties. I don't know what that is, but they're buying up multiple properties. They call it Surf Style. I bet that is a large international company. And they're just using Surf Style as a way to hide their true identity. See, look, somebody illegally parked next to me. Terrible. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's see if we got a ticket or not.